So today I want to share with you some of my insights around knowledge. Knowledge is a very interesting topic, and I've talked about it in the past, and I think I have developed a little bit of a different understanding now that I want to share again on this topic. So really, when we come to the meditative path or the spiritual path, we think that we know certain things, and we start out the journey wanting to know more. We are reading, we are listening to others, we're getting techniques. We think, okay, I have such and such abilities, so this and this lies ahead of me. We are mapping out our path. We just want to know stuff. Today I want to share with you a perspective on knowledge that may be helpful to view it as in your practice. So I want you to think of knowledge as pure potential. So the only thing there is actually potential. And whenever you think you know something, that is this pure potential showing itself as a certain experience that you call knowledge. But this experience, the basis of that experience is actually not different from whenever it manifests anything else, any other experience. So you can sit there right now in this openness and realize that in this very moment, when there is a moment of silence, you actually know nothing. Whatever you call knowing is an arising in the moment, and it will always be. So when you think back about the past, of everything that you have gathered in terms of knowledge, what is that really, experientially? It will always be an arising in the moment. How this knowledge actually shows itself can be different. So you may have a thought, you may know an answer to a question, you may be able to do certain things physically with your hands or your body. So on the most mundane level of experience, knowledge, this whole idea of whatever it is that you know, it exists as a potential. It is not there. It is really not there. Whatever you have learned in your life, in this very moment of silence, recognize as a practice that it is actually not there. And this is an important distinction to keep in mind, that whenever you are listening to spiritual teachings or pointers, that they are usually meant as a way of practice, as a practice. They are meant as a view that you can take on, so that actually by taking on that view, you are practicing something. You are engaging in a certain perspective that leads to a certain result that is desired in spirituality. So it doesn't mean that on another level, usually on a conceptual level, you are not these things, or you have no knowledge in the regular sense. But as a practice, try to see that you have no knowledge of anything. And that whenever you think knowledge shows itself, that's not really knowledge. That's just moments of experience happening. Even your own talking in the way that I'm doing now, when you are speaking something that you think you have learned and that you therefore know, when you pay very close attention to what is happening moment to moment, very close to the actual moment, you cannot claim to have that knowledge. You cannot say that you know that. Because then you experience that it's flowing from this pure potential, and there's no space for anyone to do that. There is no space for anyone to produce that knowledge. That first had to say, okay, I'm going to select my words. I'm going to think about, before I speak, through all of these different options of what I'm going to say. And even if you would do that, the thinking would still be just the pure potential unfolding. And a certain way it unfolds, that's what you call knowledge. It's a conceptual thing. It doesn't exist as something that you can observe. Knowledge isn't actually possible in the way you think it is. Because for knowledge to be something of meaning to you, it would have to come from you. And as there is no such thing as an entity that could have knowledge, knowledge itself as a thing falls apart. Knowledge is more experience unfolding in a certain way, maybe in a certain predictable way, so that you could say, oh, I have learned these and these things in the past, therefore they show certain things in this moment. And it will make sense to speak of that in terms of knowledge. But usually our understanding of knowledge is a little bit different because it's very tightly connected to our sense of self. Everything that we know is who we are, in a sense. It's very close together. It's overlapping to a large degree. What you think you are is to a large degree what you think you know. And the more you can realize that there is actually nothing you can know, the easier it will be to let go of this sense of self. But until you think you have to know stuff, it's a difficult game to let go of that. So, just as a way of practice, try to see whether in meditation or just in daily life, try to see the dynamic of how knowledge actually shows itself and what you think it is. And come to see it as, oh, that's just how experience unfolds. And whenever it doesn't show itself, it's just pure potential. It's not existing in a real, tangible way. And by seeing it that way, it's easier to let go of this notion that you can be proud of all of these things that you know, and they are actually distracting you from practices, even in spirituality. Because when you gather a lot of understanding, a lot of nice things to say in meditation, about spirituality, this can distract you from actually doing the practices. So that's what I wanted to share today. I hope this is helpful. Again, I like to read your comments, share them down below. If you really enjoyed this video and would like to send me some contributions, I'm happy to receive them through the PayPal link down below. Yeah, thank you for watching. See you next time.